What is up, everybody? Today I want to share a pair of sneakers with you, and that is the Nike AirTech Challenge 2 in Photon Dust and Dusty Cactus. Unofficially, these are being referred to as the Back to the Future AirTech Challenges, and you can see why. I think the colorway is reminiscent of the Air Mag from Back to the Future 2. And for me, anytime an Air Mag colorway comes out, like a lot of sneakerheads, I just have to purchase it. I'm a huge fan of Back to the Future. Ever since I watched that movie when I was like 3 with my dad, it's been a favorite and a staple of mine in my movie library. So when these were announced, I knew I had to have them. And these were actually pretty attainable for me. They are sold out now on the Nike website. However, the mere fact that I was able to get them just lets me know one thing, and that's that sneaker culture and being a sneakerhead, it's probably the best time to be a sneakerhead because releases that I really want can be had at retail or close to retail. At least with these, I bought them for 180, and for an AirTech Challenge 2, I think that's a little high, but we are living in some tough economic conditions, so I mean, it's to be expected. I think when it comes to sneakers right now, and these some of these releases, you really have to pick and choose because a lot of them are attainable in a way that they were probably not attainable even 5 to 8 years ago. You would often miss out on these, and you would often, because bots were becoming more prominent, it was a little bit easier to lose out because of that. So with this release, I think I got really lucky. However, I'm noticing a trend that when it comes to a sneaker you absolutely want, and you're in it for the right reasons, you'll probably get it. I know over the weekend the One Piece collab with Nike was announced, and I'm just telling people now, like, you're probably not going to get that sneaker, and it sucks because you're probably not going to get that sneaker not because I mean, it is really popular. Don't get me wrong, but you're probably not going to get it because when it comes to the bots and when it comes to the resellers that are looking to make a profit on that sneaker, um, the average person just does not stand a chance. I think that's a rarity today. I think that when it comes to, again, these releases, if it's something you absolutely like love, and you are in it for the absolute right reasons, you're willing to maybe spend an extra $20 to $30 on StockX if that's your thing. Like, you can have this sneaker again as close to retail as possible. I think that again, these ultra popular releases that are just drawing in scalpers, that are drawing in people looking to make a profit, you ultimately just don't stand a chance. Now, when it comes to these, it almost seems like Nike was afraid. Well, not afraid, but maybe there was some sort of licensing issue if you know a little bit more about it. Because when I first heard about these were specifically referred to as the Back to the Future AirTech challenges. I don't see that anywhere on the website right now. However, there is a part of the description that says travel back in time, of course, referring to Back to the Future. However, these are not referred to the movie in any way, shape, or form on the website. So, probably a licensing issue at this point, which is strange because Back to the Future and Nike have had that relationship since the release of that movie. And it's never been a problem. Will we see another Air Mag release in the near future? I have no idea. It almost makes no sense for them not to not release it. But at least with these AirTech challenges, you do have a lot of really great details, and it does feel like a nice premium sneaker since you are paying $180, at least compared to some of my other AirTech challenges that I've had in the past. Typically, I always have a really good experience with AirTech challenges. They never feel cheap. It always feels like a really good sneaker to wear around. And I've been wearing my main AirTech challenges for over 8 years now. So at least with these, I know I'm going to get some great use out of them. On the midsole here, you have a really nice speckle, right? Just a pattern here, and you have the uh, dusty cactus color, right? You also have some of those hints on the leather. And I apologize, it's been a really long time since I've done a sneaker review, so I'm a little rusty, but I do want to talk more about, the fact of being a sneakerhead today. Um, but, we also have the toe box, which is in leather, and most of the sneaker, with the exception of the ankle here, is in leather, right? And we do have the Back to the Future colors right here on the Nike logo. And I love it. I think this came out to be a really beautiful sneaker. Just the pops of white really stand out against the photon dust colors. Um, and it just feels like really nice. We also have the clear gum sole with the not photon dust, sorry, dusty cactus color here. Just beautiful, right? Just absolutely beautiful. If you're a Back to the Future fan, like you're gonna love these, right? And I guess because it does have the silhouette of the AirTech Challenge 2 from back in the day, way back to 1989, you're going to get that retro feel, almost very close to what Tinker Hatfield did with the Air Mag, is put into the AirTech Challenge 2 when he designed this as well. You just get that overall Tinker Hatfield feel when it comes to an AirTech Challenge sneaker. And I think an AirTech is just absolutely slept on as a sneaker. I remember buying a pair for my wife that I was just like, man, I wish that colorway had come out for men, because it was a very gender neutral color, in my opinion. And it was just, I really loved having those wild colors in sneakers at that time. And I really loved having those wild colors in sneakers. So when it comes to the AirTech Challenge just being, kind of slept on by a lot of sneakerheads, there's really not a lot of hype behind them. Like if this were a Nike Dunk release, these would have been gone, right? If this were a Jordan release, gone, right? But because it's an AirTech Challenge 2, I think it was just a little bit easier to get, at least in my opinion. But I have them in hand now. These are now mine. And let me know what you think in the comments. Again, it's been a long time since I've done a sneaker review, and I wanted to partly make this a little bit about the politics and the going-ons of being a sneakerhead today. So please let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much if you've made it this far into the video, and please consider subscribing. Thanks. Bye.